Alrighty, update on the Broncos in regards to our Brownies. Vegas didn't do us any favors today as far as the Raiders. They ended up losing this game. It looks like, actually, they just scored a touchdown. They're only down 3 points, but I'm not counting on Vegas to come back. This sounds like exactly like the type of game I told y'all about, to where it's like they'll have the game to start off the week. Like I said, the Thursday night game with the Browns, it'll be like a 2-8 team beating an 8-2 team or whatever, right? And then this one, they got a 2-8 team almost coming back, but not quite, right? So like it's like just a little bit different. So the Raiders are if the Browns weren't magical, basically, is what they're showing you now. Is in like if Denver isn't cursed, but the Steelers are, right? So here's what we need to happen. Now keep in mind, this isn't necessarily for the Browns to make the playoffs. This is for all 4 AFC North teams to make the playoffs. Although we certainly don't want any wild card teams, besides the ones we have to let, like the Steelers, who are already going to snag it, get one, right? Now, of course, we'll switch over to the standings real quick, just so I can give you all an update, right? So the Broncos are actually sitting at 7-5, okay? The Chargers play the Ravens tomorrow night. We need the Chargers to lose that one bad and go to 7-4, because our Browns fucking blew it against the Chargers, so they don't own the head-to-head. Now, as far as, so let's look at the wild card race. It's going to be Steelers or Ravens, of course, getting the 1. We have absolutely no problem with that, of course. Then the other 2 spots, we need 1 to go to the Browns, and there's only 1 more to go around. Is it going to be the Colts? Is it going to be Broncos, Chargers, Bengals, right? Or Dolphins? That's pretty much your only option. We know how the Dolphins are getting out of there. The Browns are taking care of them head-to-head. The Broncos are going to lose 1 to the Browns too, coming up really soon. Now, as far as the Colts, they lost to the Lions today. The Texans also did us a solid by losing to the Titans, right? So nobody in the AFC South improved. That certainly, at least that matters. That certainly seems like they're only going to send 1, which is what we thought. Now, pretty much the great fucking news here is, unless we'll take a look at the schedule, right, before we celebrate. But I got a pretty good feeling we're in okay shape. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 5 left, right? So unless they win all of them, we don't have to worry about the Colts, right? Now they do have a really soft schedule, right? I'm thinking the Broncos do it to them right there, right? But as far as it's like, oh, you're giving the Broncos wins, that's bad news, right? So let's look at the Broncos schedule again. Not necessarily. So the Broncos can only get 2 more wins, period. Out of 5 games. We need 3 losses. Well, we know the Browns are handing them 1, so that means they got to go 500 the rest of the way. We're giving them a win to the Colts. That makes it a little bit tougher. We're giving them a win to the Chargers. That makes it even harder. But do we think they can lose in Cincinnati and then the last week against Kansas City? I say hell fucking yeah, we believe. Even if Kansas City's resting their starters or whatever, Mahomes, I could totally see the Chiefs pulling that one off, just to build them up a little bit before the playoffs, right? Make people think they're really going to do something. So that's the Broncos route, right? Obviously, if they beat the Browns, it's all over, in my opinion, right? So that can't happen. Now, beating the Colts, probably going to happen. Beating the Chargers, we really fucking hope that happens. Actually, the Colts one doesn't matter. They got to beat the Chargers for us. They got to lose to the Browns. Those other 3, as long as they lose 2 out of 3, I don't care if it's to the Bengals and the Chiefs, or it's to the Colts and the Chiefs, or the Colts and the Bengals, right? Or Bengals and Colts, right? Doesn't matter, as long as they lose 2 out of those 3. So that's what we need there. Now, switching back over the standings. So we have our Broncos solved. The Chargers are making life hard, and I have not looked at their schedule yet. I'm almost afraid to. This team cannot get 2 wins without stealing a wild card from us. Now, that doesn't matter if, for the Browns getting the 1, but it definitely makes the Bengals look even more improbable. They blew the fucking game for us. They couldn't even, you know what I mean? Maybe that all 4 AFC North teams thing isn't happening. It still could, but it just doesn't look amazing. right? So I'm thinking maybe it is the Chargers getting that one spot. Now that's like I said, the Broncos are the ones that scary. The Colts aren't really going to do anything. We know the Dolphins are going to get solved. We just need the Broncos to not win 3 out of 5. That's the whole Browns season right there. I promise you, right? And it's really 2 out. Like they can't win 3 out of 4 because we know they're losing to the Browns, right? So we're fine. The Broncos aren't that good. I don't care how shit their schedule is. They still got the Chiefs on there and stuff, right? So they're gonna get fucked up. Now, as far as the Chargers, we would love for them to fall to 7-4 tomorrow. Those Ravens better do us a fucking solid, right? Then traveling to Atlanta, the Chiefs, like, let's take it one game at a time though, right? So let's assume they fall to 7-4 with the Ravens. If not, it seems almost impossible for them to blow it, right? So 7-4, we can only let them get one win the rest of the way to Atlanta, on the road to the Chiefs, hosting the Buccaneers, hosting the Broncos, the Patriots, and the Raiders. I honestly say the only one that's a gimme is the Patriots, to be dead serious. I'm not saying I think they're going to fall apart like that. This team, they very well could get in the wild card, right? They're in very good position, right? So, but if they are going to fall off, it's going to be because the only one they take care of the rest of the way is the Patriots. Now, if that are to happen, I think it's because the Ravens knock out Justin Herbert like tonight. Is pretty much the only way I could see that type of a collapse. And then it really sells you Justin Herbert stock. Like, man, they were almost a can't miss to get in the playoffs. Without him, they could only win one against the Pats. You know what I mean? They couldn't even steal one. There's honestly none to even get too mad about except that Raiders one, right? Because everybody's going to be thinking at that point, like, no way they blow this one too. And it's like the whole Brown season riding on it. I could totally see some shit like that. And like the Raiders are going to like blow their number 1 overall pick by winning. That makes too much sense to me. So that's the scenarios there. Let's go back over to the standings. Alrighty, so obviously we need our Browns to win out. Alright, so we'll look at the Browns schedule just so you know what's going on there. We'll take a look at the Bengals too. So the Browns, they got to take care of the Broncos in Denver, the Steelers in Pittsburgh. They got to host the Chiefs and knock them off. We're hoping there's no Mahomes there. Go to Cincinnati, knock them off. Freeze out the Dolphins in Cleveland, and then complete the sweep of the Ravens. It is certainly asking a lot. Coach is very aware. But 2, 4, 6 games. If you ignore those faces, I'm telling you, none of those faces are as scary as they were last year. Not a single fucking one of them except the Steelers. And we already figured them out once. And the Broncos are a little better. Right? Now, that's the whole season right there is Browns-Broncos. And why is it still on Monday Night Football? Right? Now, there's always so many fucking storylines I forget to get to because I like screenshot them and make more videos. But I know the NFL did flex one of the Browns games off of prime time, but I really felt like that was to distract you from the fact they didn't flex this one, which was possible, right? Like, they don't have to have it. Like, you get rid of one primetime game and the NFL can be like, oh, we thought they sucked, right? We just left the one there because it's Cleveland or some shit. Look how good they did in Thursday. You know what I mean? Like, there's even no reason because they hadn't even played the Thursday night game yet, right? So maybe they we wanted to show Bo Nix or something. You know what I mean? Who knows, right? So that's what we think the tell is there. Now, like I said, the names don't scare me. I'm honestly glad. You know what I'm glad there is? No fucking Lions on there. Jesus, could you imagine? Oh my God. No Lions. They already lost to the Eagles. Like, look at the losses. Like, the Saints, that's a team, like I said, there's a lot of just random teams that scare me more than these teams. They already lost to them. Like, the Redskins, I'd be shaking about that. They already let down games to these teams. Like, these are games you look at and be like, how are they going to beat the other teams? But to me, it's like, I'm glad those fucking teams are out of the way and we don't have the fucking Lions in there. That's all. Like, all these games matter and they're not that scary, and some of them aren't going to matter nearly as much as the other team. We already know the Steelers straight up are laughing at the Browns. I got a feeling the other guys are having a little powwow as well, right? And they're all going to be looking past them. So that's what I think is happening. It's just Mike Tyson style knockout spree. Just bust them all up. They know even if they fuck around them in the playoffs, they're going to have to come to us, right? They're not too worried about the Browns getting in there. Yeah, okay, we'll play the Browns in the playoffs. You know what I mean? They don't know yet. So, I know I'm going a little long here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, once I got the Bengals. Just to see the 4 in script. Okay. Where are they at? Hold on a second. 4-7. Okay. So they need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they play the Browns. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'm still taking it. I'm saying until it's impossible. That's still my favorite script. It still works out the best for us for sure. I want Justin Herbert getting his ankle snap tomorrow. No joke. Monday Night Football is the perfect time to put a quarterback under like that. Look at Joe Theismann.